Hi, I'm Valentyna from Ukraine.
And I'm Mr. East from the US.
We decided to leave America and move to my beloved motherland.
In the middle of a war.
We are on a mission.
A mission from God, you might say.
A mission to explore this beautiful country with its rich history and culture, gorgeous landscapes, and world-class cuisine.
And to get to know its great people.
And we invite you to join us as we travel around this little-known corner of Europe, here on East of the West.
Follow us as we explore the Ukrainian-Hungarian town of Berehove.
As we stroll through the center while the autumn leaves fall around us.
As we go on a spice acquisition binge.
As we chat with locals.
And as we visit a historic wine cellar.
So come along with us as we explore
Berehove!
3, 2, 1. Again. 3, 2, 1. Ah, good. So here we are in Berehove. Say hi.
Hi.
Valentyna says hello. We're in Berehove. Well, we actually used to live in this small city near the Hungarian border. Well, we didn't say it's a town. We used to live in this town near the Hungarian border about 5 years ago, and we've only just come back today. You can see how we're dressed. It's autumn. Definitely, the weather's a little cold, but we had a very nice time when we lived here. It's a quiet but enjoyable little place, and we'll see if it's changed any. And
We're gonna show you around, and we hope you like it.
And we hope you like it. All right, let's go. So, hungry?
I am hungry.
You're just eating the bread out of the bowl there. We haven't even gotten our food yet.
You know, maybe because we're so close to the border with Hungary, that's why I'm so hungry.
So here we are in the Koka restaurant, which I have a sentimental attachment to, because when we lived here in Berehove, I used to come here and do a little writing right here at this table, get a little cognac, get my notebooks out, and do a little writing. And it hasn't changed at all. You can see we're in our jackets because it ain't warm in here. But
Yes, they have.
it never was. What do you got there?
So this is a liver cake soup.
Liver cake soup.
Yeah.
Oh.
And every time we go out, I order liver because I love liver.
It's not every time we go out.
Sometime when we go out, I order liver because Mr. East doesn't eat liver, and he doesn't allow me to make it at home too.
And also, you know that I won't steal any from you.
Yeah, and it's all mine.
So we just got here, had our lunch, and now we're looking for some kind of accommodation. We're going down to the street we used to live on here. We remember there being a lot of signs outside the houses, rooms for rent, so.
Are you excited?
I'm excited. Let's find a place to stay. Get the luggage off our backs. So it's always a little surreal to return after many years away to a place that you once lived, and we used to live right here at this address. Tell me about the tourist information office. We're at the tourist information office, and
the lady couldn't speak any Ukrainian, so she asked me if I could speak Russian to her, and I was kind enough to do so, but her Russian wasn't in any better shape than her Ukrainian. But the funniest thing was when I asked what she could recommend us to do, she didn't do a thing. She just said, I have no idea. So then I figured not just the languages wasn't her forte, but any kind of information just couldn't stick to her.
Tourist information in Berehove.
And she says that she is a local woman.
So one thing you notice in Berehove is a lot of the signs are bilingual, Ukrainian and Hungarian.
Yes, most of signs are dubbed into Hungarian too.
So, if you don't understand Sluzbova Stoyanka, then you must understand Sholgalati Parkolo. So, like every city in this part of the country, Berehove historically had a large Jewish population up until World War II. I don't know how many are here today, but this is the old synagogue, one of the historic buildings of the city.
And it makes me happy that it's a well-preserved synagogue.
So a few things prompted us to move to Berehove, and one of them was the Hungarian element. It was a little exotic for us. We moved here at the height of the coronavirus, so everything was on semi-lockdown, and we wanted to settle somewhere with an interesting vibe. We also wanted to be closer to the borders of. This is very close to the Hungarian and the Slovakian borders. And we thought it'd be a good idea to live near those places.
Yeah. Because we wanted to go to Hungary, to hop over the border and have some fun. And it never happened because it was COVID time, they closed the borders, and we were waiting and waiting and waiting.
So we basically just ended up getting stuck here in Berehove. But it was okay. It's not an exciting town, frankly, but it's pleasant enough. It's got some low-key charms, good wine around, and we'll show you some of the wine area later.
And architecturally, it's also very interesting because it has a lot of Hungarian architecture, and it's even considered a Hungarian capital of Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. That's right. It's pretty Hungarian around here. It's a completely different language too, so.
Yeah, and the language is. Oh, you can hear it now.
Yeah, you can hear it everywhere.
Like this wild grape.
That's the guy right there. Got his cool shades on, his jacket slung over his shoulder. We're gonna plunge into the market here.
I love this season because they have the most beautiful flowers.
Yeah.
Very colorful. Yeah, I remember buying some flower pots.
That's right, we bought some flower pots here.
So the most famous spice of the region is paprika, and you can see it everywhere.
Po-angliski?
And now,
Angliski, tak.
now it's wine season, so you also see grapes everywhere. Very colorful.
Ukrainka,
Aha.
ja Amerykanec.
Igen.
Tak.
A
Angliski.
my magyarka.
Ja, Magyarka.
She's with
Köszönöm.
A Bohadin.
Ha?
But God is one.
Bohadin.
Tak, tak.
No, a my разные национальности.
We are different, but
No.
God is one.
Yeah. So I wouldn't mind getting some of this, just some chili pepper.
Німеччина, Німеччина. А, Америка. Йо-йо, це Трампна. Приїдемо нас бачили.
I always really liked this market. It's a good market. They've got good products here. Chestnuts, your favorite. Добре. Yeah, peace. Peace.
Do you speak
Deutsch.
Deutsch?
Ja.
Deutsch.
English, ja.
Yeah.
Guten Name.
Guten Tag. Yeah.
She has very spicy cayenne pepper.
Very spicy cayenne pepper. We'll take it.
Double.
How much?
I don't know. What do you think?
This bag 50 grams.
Let's do 100.
Let's do 100 grams. So when we lived in Berehove, we always used to buy our spices from this lady, and she's still here. It's very nice to see old faces. She didn't realize we've been gone for so long. She thought it'd just been 4 or 5 months, but it's been 4.5 years since we were last here. I had no idea we'd be buying this much spices. We gotta transport them back.
Yeah, that's fine.
This many spices.
Gonna keep us alive.
Yeah, well, you can never have too many spices. She even has garam masala. We're shocked. So we're gonna stock up on spices we can't find where we are out in the hills or anywhere nearby while we're here.
She has her salt with spices.
Salt with spices?
Yeah.
What is it for?
She tastes
What is it for? What do you use it for?
Like tequila.
Do you like tequila?
Is it you put it in tequila? Huh? Oh,
No,
let me-
just
oh yeah.
put to taste.
Oh, okay. Tasting.
Дуже добре до м'яса, салатів, сирів, на грінки посипати крутони. Good.
That's good.
That's nice, yeah.
Yeah. For meat and what else?
Meat, just any dish you like.
Yeah.
Soups.
Up to you.
Yes, she's happy that we didn't stay overnight in Kyiv.
Yeah. So Valentyna's sister went to Kyiv recently for some dental work for her son, but she didn't stay overnight, and in the nighttime had yet another bombing raid. Typical. What's up, little gypsy? We can get some figs. Huh?
Some lovely figs.
Those figs.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we are on the main walking street in Berehove. We just left the market. The market is behind us, and here's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a charming little town, Berehove. I don't know if I'd like to live here again, but
Yeah, this town is also very old. It was built in 11th century. It even had different name. What was the name?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. So almost nothing has changed in Berehove in 4.5 years, except this place is new. Bunker Resto Pub was not here before. Everything else is pretty much where we left it. So in this space in wintertime, they set up a skating rink, and they also, when we were here, brought a massive pine tree and planted it right here, and they decorated it very beautifully for Christmas. So Berehove can pull out the stops when it wants to. University.
And you know what? I have one question in mind, and I'm very curious about the opinion of local people about Berehove. So my question is, do they consider it Ukrainian or Hungarian? Are you curious? Доброго дня. Скажіть, будь ласка, ви самі з Берегова?
Так.
Так. Ви живете тут з народження, так?
Так.
Ага, класно. І в мене питання, вам подобається Берегово жити?
Ну, таке спокійне місто, маленьке.
Так.
В принципі, це і добре, і погано. Як для більш старшого покоління, це, я думаю, краще. Просто спокійно собі пожити, але для молодняка більш було б цікаво, якби було більш місць, куди можна сходити.
Я бачила, там бункер у вас
Розвеселитися.
відкрився.
Так, щось таке побільше.
Ви розмовляєте венгерською?
Так і угорською.
Ага. Hungarian. Скажіть, будь ласка, ви вважаєте Берегове українським чи венгерським містом?
Ну, чисто територіально, виходить, українське місто, але історично більше воно угорське буде. І Угорщина теж підтримує місто, так що я думаю, воно більш угорське. По населенню було. Ну, тепер з початком війни, хто міг, виїхав в Угорщину, бо тут багато угорців жило.
Тобто ситуація з війною змінилася?
Так.
Англійською?
Українською.
Українською, супер. Окей. Доброго дня. Скажіть, будь ласка, ви з Берегова?
Так.
Ви тут народилися?
Так.
А вам подобається жити в Берегові?
Так, подобається.
Що саме?
Є куди піти, сісти з друзями, погуляти, де можна. І багато чого іншого.
Так. А ви розмовляєте венгерською теж?
Також.
Вау. Скажіть, будь ласка, ви вважаєте Берегове більше венгерським чи українським містом?
Українською.
Мгм. І ще таке питання, як змінилася ситуація від початку війни саме в Берегове? Що ви побачили?
Багато хто повиїжджав.
Так, багато хто повиїжджав і багато хто приїжджав сюди, багато різних людей туди. Більше людей, на мою думку, стало.
Стало більше незнайомих людей. До війни тут майже всі один одного знали.
Але і так, зараз вже протягом війни всі подружилися, всі багато хто знають.
Тобто у вас багато нових друзів
Так.
з'явилося, хоча багато ви втратили, так, що ви поїхали. Дуже цікаво, ви студенти?
Так,
Так.
навчаємося.
Ага, they study here.
What do they study?
Що ви вивчаєте?
Фінанси і банківська справа.
О, вау!
Файно.
Серйозно. Ви їздите в Англію час від часу? Так?
Інколи так, до батька.
Ага,
Більше
батько.
часу.
Теж там родичі.
Як вас звуть?
Я Ніколета.
Роланд.
Ніколета and Роланд. Дуже вам дякую і так, дуже гарного вам дня.
So we used to walk down this way to and from our house into town every day, and we'd often find some gypsies digging through the dumpster here. So this is the local cemetery, and you can see beyond it, there on the hill, there are some vineyards. So that truly is the wine of their ancestors up there on the hill. So this is the street that we used to live on. Nice quiet place. You can see the old houses around here. And we both agree now that we've been back for a day that Berehove, it's a nice little place. It's got its minor charms. There are no major charms of Berehove. They're definitely minor charms.
But if you can pay attention to small details, I think Berehove could be very rewarding for you.
This is another blast from the past for us when we lived here. One of the benefits of living in this region is it is one of the big Ukrainian wine regions, and we used to get our wine from this place. And they've got a wonderful old cellar and a lot of varieties of wine that we're going to taste. What do you say? You ready?
Let's try.
All right, let's try. So you can see they won a lot of awards here. Okay.
Great to be back.
It is. It's good to be back. All right, so this is the place. Dark and cool down here.
Yeah. It's a very old cellar.
These are the wines. You can see they have something called flamingo there. Can she remind us how old her wine cellar is? I've forgotten.
Скільки років підвалу?
400.
400 years. Can you imagine this?
This is a 400-year-old wine cellar.
Робите відео? Ні, в цьому році ми отримали срібло за Мерло на міжнародному конкурсі вина.
Wow, international competition this year, the Merlot took a silver medal. They're number 2. In,
Where was that held?
де було змагання?
Це тут було, приїжджають сомельє з різних країн сюди, тому що ми не можемо, багато хто колег не можуть виїхати за кордон, і ми не можемо провести кількість вина за кордон великий.
So right now they can't transport wine abroad, and many winemakers cannot leave the country, so the sommeliers did them a favor and came here for tasting. And this wine won an international in the international competition, number 2 this year. But in 2019, this wine took number 1. So
Well, number 2 is still pretty good, right?
And it's very
Ріслінг
good.
ми давали, ріслінг італійський, Мерло і...
I think this one is my favorite.
Yeah.
It's such воно таке от якесь і трошки солодкості, але таке воно дуже
Yeah, I prefer this one to
збалансоване.
Cabernet too.
Very balanced wine.
Yeah, I prefer this one to Cabernet. Yeah, I noticed they have more awards on the walls, so that's good.
Скажу, що помітив, що більше нагород у вас.
Well, we always appreciate it that they had quality products. Some others around here do not.
And it's a very natural product too. It's very difficult to make too, because you don't use any chemicals. You need to do everything in time. You need to be very fast and diligent, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah, how did things go with the weather for them this year?
Як з погодою в цьому році?
Дуже добре.
Very good. Yeah. So I'm very grateful to Irina because she's very busy. She's
Yeah,
very
she's
tired.
taking time out of her schedule to.
But she's very kind, and I appreciate that.
Well, we're very happy to see her again. It's been 5 years, so. 5 років.
Cheers to Irina.
Cheers. The last thing we intended to do here in Berehove before we left was go to the thermal baths, but the weather is extremely bleak today. We don't have any cover for this lens for our camera. There's been a short break in the pouring rain, so we can shoot this. But we think we're just going to skip the bath. Anyway, we recommend the baths. There's this one, the one we're at, which is the upscale one. And then there's the one that we call the Soviet bath, which is also nice in the Soviet sort of way.
Yeah, when we lived here, we used to go to both of them, but then they closed.
Yeah, during the coronavirus, they closed them down. So we got limited baths when we lived here, but the ones we did have were nice, and we're just going to head on home. It's a 5-hour bus ride for us to get back to where we live anyway. So another thing here at this the fancy thermal bath, you have free healing waters. It's coming right out of the wall here. Just look for these.
Jesus and Mary.
Jesus and the lady with the wine pot there.
Okay.
That's the place. All right, let's go. That's not gonna work in there, man. It's destroyed. There you go, good job. Good job. So one thing we haven't yet found in Berehove is the pictures of most of these Ukrainian cities have the pictures of the people who've been killed in the war. They do have this wall. This is new. This wasn't here when we arrived. These aren't people who were killed in the war. Who are these people? You want to explain?
They are revolutionary Maidan revolution heroes. The first 100 people who died during the revolution, and they are called Heavenly 100.
So these are the first 100 people who were killed in the Maidan. And we recognize this man here because we've seen his flag in Rakhiv.
This is the prayer for Ukraine. God, please give to Ukraine freedom and happiness.
That's what we hope for. And what have we got in the back?
yeah, this angel warrior became a symbol of Ukrainian-Russian war. Very big wings, and it says we deserve to be free.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we do.